Today I'm doing another BTD6 tier list, but today we're doing heroes. And last time I did this, you guys loved it. It was my most viewed video ever. I'm going to try what I did in that video again. 2D got 10 million views on this video. I also need 10 million views. Okay, now let's go through the tiers. Okay, top tier, God tier, which is just like reserved for Pat Fusty. And we have super OP, which is super overpowered. Great, okay, pretty self-explanatory. And the situational, you're not always going even, but sometimes they're good. Then you have not worth it, generally not worth it, and then very situational, like once on like round 47 of alternate balloon rounds on logs. I don't have, that's not cut. Yeah, so that's it, and then trash, which is just like you're never going to use it, pretty self-explanatory. And yes, there's all ads in a browser, you're going to have to deal with it. So yeah, okay, obviously there aren't as many heroes, but I will still be showing you guys, giving you a bit of explanation. And Corvus isn't here, which is a newer hero as far as I'm told. I think all of the other ones are here, because Geraldo is the next newest one. So if Corvus was here, I'd probably put him in great, maybe okay. Somewhere between great and okay. I don't have a good tier, you just jump there. Massive jump. Okay, let's start with Admiral Brickle. Now, she gives buffs to water monkeys, and that is her main feature. She does okay damage, and her Moab mines is really good to damage, but her actual like gun doesn't actually do anything. It feels like you're doing a Cobra. You Battles players know what I mean. So yeah, Brickle, she's situational, but she's also very, very good. Because she can buff. When she's situational, she's better than most of the towers in situational. So I'm going to bump her up to okay. She might go higher. I'll see where I put the different towers. But think about it. Okay is one of the highest tiers. Because there's 4 tiers under here. And there's only really 2 tiers above here. Because once again, God tiers reserved for Pet Fusty. Anyway, and we're going to rank Pet Fusty last here. Just a feeling I have. Yeah, okay. So we have Adora next. Adora was before the more OP new heroes came out, before the release of like Etienne and Sauda and those guys, Adora was the highest damaging hero, except for like Churchill here, but Churchill was like, very expensive, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, she's just really solid option. Can't really go well. Oh no, can't really go wrong. So I think a good spot for her will be great. Maybe top of okay, but I think we'll put her in great. Now Churchill, money. Now, this is the thing where he's kind of situational. Okay? Theoretically, heroes are always worth it, so you want to get the most expensive heroes. But this guy's really expensive. He's like $2,000 on hard. No, not even poppable or anything, like hard. Meaning that if you're doing any difficult game mode and you don't own double cash like me, because you're a broke boy, come on, get good, then he's not going to be great. But tank. We'll put him in okay. That was a very successful explanation. I can't even talk explanation. Getting a clap for that one. No one's clapping? Okay, outside. Okay, Benjamin. All the guys who like Benjamin, just click off the video real quick. Okay, now Benjamin. Yeah, and then like I think he's great with making money and stuff. But generally, I just don't think he's worth it. You rather want these heroes. But although he's not worth it, he's okay in some situations. I'll bump him up to situational. Because he's Benjamin. I just call him Benjamin, and that's an excellent name. Etienne. This hero got nerfed into the ground. Etienne at release, he had a bunch of drones that would just delete everything on screen. He gave everything camera detection. His UAV would just literally just nuke everything. He basically just bought a flying fortress for $700. But these days, he got nerfed like 4 or 5 times. Now he just doesn't do as much damage, and his UAV just doesn't do as much damage. But now his main thing is he can give global camo detection, which is very useful in most situations. That's why I think he's better than Brickle, because Brickle's a bit more situational. He's also slightly situational, but he's definitely not situational. Wow, I just said situational like 5 times in one sentence, and it actually sort of made sense. We have Etienne on the top of a cave then. Pat, no, we're not doing Pat Fast here. I keep forgetting. Ezili. Ezili destroys Moabs. She's the only thing in the game that can just only tower in the game that infinitely scales. Well, not the only tower, but only hero anyway. And it can destroy any bad balloon no matter what round it is in, which is just absolutely amazing. But she's a little bit situational. She's terrible against balloons, and she's not really worth it in the early game, so it's a big sacrifice you have to make. And that's why I'll just put her below the heroes that you'll more commonly get. So I'll put her behind Etienne and Adora, but she's up here. But we can just say, why is Brickle and Adora so small in this tier list app, bro? Etienne is taking up the entire block. And then you have Adora, like half its size. I don't know, I didn't make this. Geraldo. Now, Geraldo at launch is similar to Etienne, he just didn't get nerfed into the ground as much. So Geraldo wasn't quite God tier, but he was super OP. But he wasn't quite... He get nerfed a couple of times, but not as bad as Etienne. I'll move him down, but I actually think he's still better than Adora, which puts him best hero so far. People might disagree with that. Gwendolin. Now, I'm about to say something controversial. Gwendolin is the most underrated hero in history. It's the only hero that you can put down, does damage to literally everything, don't have to worry about it, it's just a tower that's going to do like crazy good damage, and just destroy everything. And she got really cool skins, which we're not really rating it on how cool they are, but it is what it is. You know? Gwendolyn's just really solid. There's no way she's going to be really good, but she's not going to be bad at all. In this case, I think she's just a slightly better version than Adora, because she does what Adora does, but she does 10% less damage, and she costs 40% less. Although I did say heroes genuinely are better like that. You'd put any amount of money into them. That also does apply that Gwendolyn is going to be better in chimps and in poppable, when you might not have as much money. You have money in poppable. I don't know what you're saying, but you know what I'm saying, guys. So I'll put him better than Adora in Grey tier. Obin Greenfoot is a hero that buffs druids, but Ezili buffs him better. You know, if you're not good at the game, go beat chimps with Obin, and there you go. You got black border on Cubism. Congratulations. But he doesn't actually do that much damage. His Wall of Cheese has a solid amount of damage. He buffs things. It's not bad. I just think there's better options in general. So I'll just put him somewhere. I think he's better than Churchill. He's not better than Brickle. I'll put him there, right there in the middle of it. Well, not exactly in the middle. He's to the lower, but you get the point. Okay. Sai is easily the most underrated hero in the game. She's annoying to use at the start, very similar to Ezili, but Sai is the only hero that at level 20 can solo up to around 100 and then lose on round 100 because she can't hit bad balloons. Halfway through that sentence, you thought she was going to be super OP and then she drifted to like around here. Overall, Sai, although she's situational-ish, she's very, very good. She can, like, any amount of zone Gs, and she just beats them. And she also stuns things and just makes them slower, which is just absolutely amazing. So I think bottom of great, maybe better than Adora, but I don't know about that. I'll put her below Adora for now. Sai is also fat. I know Sai's got a big forehead, but maybe I shouldn't say that. But sorry, Sai, that was offensive. 4 more heroes left. Okay, Quincy. No, I'm joking. Now Quincy. He's the most entertaining voice lines. He's $500. And I'd rather have a dart monkey. Okay, that's not true. Quincy's just not worth it. He should go into the not worth it tier. He's just not as good. Gwendolyn's like $100 more. Sauda, which we're going to grade later, is cheaper, as far as I understand it. And it's Sauda! I can still cut a tomato. But yeah, so Quincy's just a bad hero. It's just not worth it. I think it's a good spot. Sauda, solid damage, cheap. It's Adora, but $500 cheaper. Would you rather $500 or not? It's definitely higher than Adora. But is it as good as Gwendolin or Geraldo? I don't know. But now that I think about it, it just does a lot more damage than Gwendolin. And Geraldo's a bit too situational. So this is always going to be a great option. She's not super OP, but we're going to put him in super OP just at the bottom. She's just OP. Striker Jones. Very, very, very similar to Obin in this case. Striker Jones has some decent abilities that are a bit situational, but the missile can also stun Moabs, which is great, and he just buffs a lot of bomb shooters and mortar monkeys. The mortar monkey got a buff, which also involves Striker Jones, which let the mortar attack anywhere on the map if you control him. Striker Jones went from around where Obin is an okay to great, because there's a situation where he can be super good, but without that, he's anywhere as good as Obin, which is a decent hero overall. Put him in the bottom of great, just under Sai. Actually, I'm going to move him up to above Adora and Sai. I think that's just about fair, but not quite as good as Gwendolyn. Now, Pat Fusty. For those of you who have bad hearing, Pat Fusty is going in God's here. Pat Fusty would actually be like around okay, or maybe situational. His damage isn't that high, and his Moab ability is kind of decent. But he just doesn't do that much damage, and he does knock back things. And he has Fusty the Snowman, but I mean, he's not that great. But Pat Fusty, it's squashing time. That's the only explanation you need for him to be in God tier. I didn't give you any other explanation, but I was just whispering. There's probably some like 60-year-old listening who just didn't hear me. It's just saying they're like, oh no, Fusty bad. Why are you playing balloons if you're 60, honestly? We support the boomers playing balloons. We respect them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give me the 10 million likes. I need them, not 10 million views. You guys have a great day. Bye.